Pisces, I need you to feel this before I say anything else. Somewhere, not far from you, there is a younger soul who has decided that you are the one. Not a maybe, not a someday, you. And right now, in this very season, they are gathering every ounce of courage they have because they want to give you the kind of love you have spent your whole life deserving and rarely receiving. Spirit pulled me to you tonight to deliver that message, and I cannot let it pass. This connection was never random. You may have told yourself the age difference makes it impossible. You may have brushed it aside, decided not to take it seriously, assumed it could not be real. But the universe does not measure love in years lived. It measures love in soul recognition. And this younger person recognized you the moment they saw you. Something in them woke up. Something in them said, there, that is the one, that is who I have been waiting for. And they have not been able to shake that feeling since. You are about to learn that this is not a passing crush or a fleeting fascination. This is devotion. This is a soul that has looked at everyone its own age and felt nothing, and then looked at you and felt everything. And tonight, the cards are going to show you exactly what they are feeling, why they have hesitated, and what they are finally about to do. So stay with me, because by the end of this, you will never look at this connection the same way again. Let me start by telling you who this person is, because you deserve to understand the soul that is reaching for you. When I tune into their energy, the first thing I feel is sincerity. Pure, almost overwhelming sincerity. There is nothing calculated about this person. They do not play games the way so many do. What they feel completely with the whole open heart of someone who has not yet learned to armor themselves against love. And that is precisely what makes this connection so rare and so powerful. They love you with a directness that older, more guarded hearts have forgotten how to give. This younger person carries an old soul inside a younger life. Do you understand what I mean by that? They may be fewer years into this world than you, but their spirit is ancient and it knows things. It knows you. It recognizes you from somewhere beyond this lifetime. That is why they are drawn to you with such intensity, while people their own age leave them cold and uninterested. They are not looking for someone to grow up with. They are looking for someone who already understands the depth they carry. They are looking for you. And here is what moves me most. They look up to you. They admire you in a way that is almost reverent. The strength you have built through everything you have survived, the wisdom in your eyes, the depth of your character, all of it draws them in like a magnet. To them, you are not aging. You are becoming more beautiful, more magnetic, more impossible to resist with every passing day. They see a treasure where others might have walked past. They see the love of their life. I want you to understand how hard they have tried to talk themselves out of this. Spirit is showing me a soul that has wrestled with this feeling, that has told itself over and over that it makes no sense, that it should look elsewhere, that it should want someone simpler, someone closer in years, someone who would raise fewer questions. They have tried. I have to be honest with you about that. They have gone looking for distraction, for someone who might pull their attention away from you. And every single time, it has failed. Every single time, they have found themselves comparing that person to you and feeling the gap, the emptiness, the wrongness of it. No one else fits. No one else feels like coming home. And slowly, that endless string of failed distractions has taught them the very lesson the universe wanted them to learn. There is no replacing you. There never was. There have been nights, more than you know, when the missing has become almost unbearable for them. Nights when they lay awake thinking of you, wondering what you were doing, wondering if you ever thought of them too. A quiet heaviness has settled over them in your absence, a low and aching loneliness that no amount of company seems to lift. They put on a brave face for the world. They go about their days. But underneath there is a longing for you that has only deepened with time, and it is precisely that longing that is finally pushing them toward the courage to act. But that is not even the biggest revelation. Let me tell you about the hesitation, because there has been one. And I do not want you to mistake it for a lack of feeling. For a while now, this younger person has been holding themselves back, and the reason is tender and painful all at once. They are afraid that you will not take them seriously. They are afraid that you will look at the difference in your ages or your stages of life and decide they could not possibly be what you need. That fear has been a wall, and behind that wall, their feelings have only grown stronger. They have rehearsed the rejection in their mind 100 times. They imagine telling you how they feel and watching you smile gently and explain why it cannot work. They imagine being seen as too young, too inexperienced, not enough. And that imagined rejection has frozen them in place. It is not that they do not want to come to you. It is that they want it so badly that the risk of losing the chance feels unbearable. So they have circled you. They have lingered. They have given you signs and then pulled back, terrified of being too much. Trust your intuition here. If you have sensed someone watching you, wanting you, hovering at the edge of saying something and never quite saying it, you were not imagining it. That hesitation you felt from them was never disinterest. It was the opposite. It was a heart so full it did not know how to pour itself out without spilling everywhere. This connection is protected, and that protection has been holding the space, keeping the door open, even while fear kept them from walking through it. And there is a deeper layer to their fear, one spirit wants me to name. This younger person worries that they cannot give you what you have already had or what you might expect. They wonder if they have enough to offer someone with your depth and your history. They measure themselves against an imaginary standard and come up short in their own anxious mind. But what they do not yet realize, and what you need to know, is that what they offer is something no one else can. They offer a love unburdened by cynicism, a love that still believes, a love that has not been beaten down into compromise. And that is worth more than all the worldly experience in the world. What they are about to do will shock you, because the hesitation is ending. The cards are absolutely clear on this. Something has shifted in this younger person and the wall is coming down. They have reached the point where the fear of staying silent has finally grown larger than the fear of speaking. They have realized that if they do not act, they may lose you to time, to circumstance, to someone else. And that possibility terrifies them far more than the risk of being told no. So they are choosing courage. They are choosing you. And once a young heart decides to be brave, there is nothing on earth more determined. Let me show you what is breaking through that wall, because it is beautiful. This younger person has been doing deep inner work, whether they would call it that or not. They have been confronting their own doubts. They have been growing, maturing, rising to meet the love they feel. There is a spiritual awakening happening inside them. They are realizing that this connection is not a fantasy they should talk themselves out of, but a calling they are meant to answer. They are beginning to understand that the universe does not hand a soul a love this strong as a joke. It hands it as a destiny. And I have to tell you, the way they think about you when they are alone would bring you to tears. In the quiet moments, when no one is watching, they let themselves imagine a life with you. They picture the ordinary things, mornings together, a home that feels safe, the simple joy of being chosen by you in return. These are not the daydreams of someone playing around. These are the longings of a soul that has already decided where it wants to spend the rest of its life with you, always with you. This is the kind of connection that is so often called to illuminate the ones the world overlooks because they do not fit the expected mold. Spirit knew that someone tonight needed permission to believe that a younger person's love could be real, could be lasting, could be the great love of their life. If that someone is you, let these words settle into the doubting places and soften them. Spirit is showing me something even more powerful. Let me speak now about the nature of this younger person's love, because I do not want you to underestimate it for 1 second. You might expect, given their age, something restless, something casual, something that burns bright and fades fast. The cards show me the complete opposite. This is an old-fashioned love, a serious love, the kind that wants to commit, to build, to stay. This younger soul is not interested in playing the field or keeping their options open. They have found you, and to them, the search is over. There is a devotion in this person that runs deeper than their years would suggest. They want to be loyal to you fiercely. They want to be the one who proves that not everyone leaves, not everyone gives up, not everyone treats love as disposable. They have watched the world treat love carelessly, and they have decided they will be different, especially with you. The protective energy here is immense. Despite being younger, this person wants to shelter you, to stand guard over your heart, to make sure that after everything you have been through, you finally have someone who will not let you down. And this is where their youth becomes a gift rather than a concern. They have the energy, the passion, the unspent devotion to pour into this connection without reservation. They are not tired. They are not jaded. They have not used up their capacity to love the way some hearts do over the years. All of that fresh, full, undimmed love is sitting there ready, and they want to lay every bit of it at your feet. They want to spend their years making you feel cherished in a way you may have given up hoping for. You deserve that. Hear me say it again, because I do not think you let yourself believe it often enough. You deserve that. You have given so much love to people who did not honor it. You have poured yourself out for those who took and gave so little back. And the universe has been keeping a record. This younger person is part of how that record is being balanced. They are part of your karmic reward, the cosmic repayment for every time you loved more than you were loved in return. The scales are tipping back towards you now, and they are tipping in the form of a devoted heart that wants nothing more than to give. But that is not even the biggest revelation. Now, let me tell you how this is going to unfold, because the cards are showing me movement, and it is coming sooner than you think. There is an unexpected message on the horizon, a communication you will not see coming. This younger person is going to find a way to reach you, and it may catch you completely off guard. Perhaps they have been quiet, keeping their distance out of fear, and then suddenly, out of the blue, they will appear with something to say. Do not dismiss it when it comes. Do not let surprise make you guarded. Behind that message is everything I have been describing to you tonight. The first contact may come wrapped in something casual, the way these things often do. A question that did not really need asking. A comment that was really an excuse. A reaching out under a thin pretense that you might both pretend not to notice. But underneath the casual surface will be a heart pounding with nervousness, a soul gathering all its courage just to make that small approach. Be gentle with it. The smallest gesture from a frightened, hopeful heart is sometimes the bravest thing they have ever done. Watch for the signs leading up to it too, the synchronicities. This younger person's energy may start showing up around you in ways that feel almost uncanny. Their name, their face, reminders of them appearing when you least expect. You might dream of them with surprising vividness. These are not coincidences. When a soul is reaching toward you this intensely, the universe leaves fingerprints everywhere. The signs are the universe whispering, "Get ready, they are coming. This is real." Pay attention and let the signs prepare your heart to receive what is on its way. Let me say more about the dreams, because Spirit is emphasizing them strongly. When this younger person appears in your sleep, it is often because their soul is visiting yours in the one place their fear cannot reach. In the waking world, their walls are up, their courage falters, their nerves get the better of them. But in sleep, the walls dissolve, and the truth slips through unguarded. If you have been dreaming of them, dreaming of conversations you have never had, dreaming of a closeness that surprises you when you wake, it is because their longing for you is so strong that it is crossing the distance between you while they sleep. Two souls that are meant to find each other often meet in dreams long before they meet in words. Do not dismiss those dreams. They are rehearsals for what is coming. And there is a nostalgia at work in them that I want you to understand. This younger person keeps returning in their mind to the small moments they shared with you, or even just observed about you. A look you gave them, a kindness, the sound of your laugh, the way you carried yourself in some ordinary moment that they have never been able to forget. They replay these moments like a favorite song over and over. And each time they do, the certainty grows. These are not the memories of someone passing the time. These are the treasured keepsakes of a soul that has already given its heart away and is only waiting for the courage to say so. And then comes the confession, and oh, this is the part that is going to undo you. When this younger person finally finds the courage to open up, it is going to pour out of them with a sincerity that leaves no room for doubt. They are going to tell you how long they have felt this, how they tried to ignore it and could not, how no one their own age, no one anywhere makes them feel what you make them feel just by existing. They are going to tell you that you are not too old, not out of reach, not a fantasy they should let go of, but the realest thing they have ever wanted. They are going to confess that they have been afraid, that the silence was never indifference, that every time they pulled back, it was fear and not a lack of feeling. They are going to lay it all bare, the admiration, the longing, the devotion, and they are going to do it knowing they might be rejected, which is exactly what makes it so brave. This is the emotional confession the cards have promised, and it is genuine to its core. There is no game in it. There is only a young, full heart finally saying the thing it has been holding for far too long. They now understand that you are their destiny, not a phase they will grow out of, not a passing attraction, their destiny. The person their soul agreed to find long before either of you arrived in this life. And once they say it out loud, once the truth is finally spoken, everything between you is going to change. And hear me clearly, because this is important. They do not intend to stop at the confession. Words are only the beginning for this soul. What I see in the cards is a determination to prove themselves to you over time, patiently, consistently, through action, and not just declaration. They know you have been let down before. They know that talk is cheap, and that you have learned to trust what people do far more than what they say. So they are prepared to show you day after day in the steady, unglamorous, faithful ways that real love is actually made of. They want to earn your trust, not demand it. They want to be the one who keeps showing up long after the initial rush has faded. The one whose love proves itself in the ordinary fidelity of staying. This is what separates a serious soul from a restless one. And this soul is serious. They are in it for the long road, and they want to walk every mile of it with you. This love was written long before this lifetime. I keep feeling that with such certainty. The age difference, the timing, the unlikely shape of it, all of it was part of the design. You were meant to meet at exactly the points in your lives where you meet. The very thing that made you doubt it is the thing that proves it was orchestrated by something far wiser than human reasoning. The universe is removing every obstacle, including the obstacle of your own disbelief. Let me say more about the divine timing of this, because I know the question has lived in you. Why now? Why this person at this stage, in this unlikely form? Spirit answers plainly. The timing is not a flaw in this connection. The timing is the genius of it. Had you met this soul earlier, neither of you would have been ready. You needed to live the years you have lived, to gather the wisdom, to survive the heartbreaks, to become the person whose depth this younger soul could recognize and fall for. And they needed to grow into the courage and the seriousness this love requires. The universe was not making you wait to be cruel. It was synchronizing two clocks so that they would finally strike the same hour. And that hour is now. The wheel of fortune is turning, and when the wheel turns, the long stillness gives way to sudden, breathtaking motion. And there is a sacrifice woven into this, one spirit wants honored. This younger person is laying down their ego to come to you. Think of what it costs a proud young heart to admit that it has fallen for someone it feared would never take it seriously. They are setting aside the fear of looking foolish. They are setting aside the safety of silence. They are choosing the vulnerable, exposed, undefended path of telling the truth, because the love is bigger than the ego. That is the mark of a soul that means it. Ego protects, love surrenders. And this person is choosing to surrender, which is the bravest and most beautiful thing a heart can do. You may be asked to lay down a little of your own armor too, to meet them halfway, and Spirit promises you that it will be safe to do so. This is a place where it is safe to finally put the shield down. But that is not even the biggest revelation. I have to tell you about the protection surrounding this connection, because divine intervention is at work here in ways you cannot see. There have been forces that tried to keep this from forming. Doubts whispered by others. Circumstances that seem to push you apart. People in your life, perhaps, who would raise their eyebrows at an unconventional love and try to talk you out of it. And on the unseen level, there has been interference. The ordinary friction the world throws against connections it does not understand. But Spirit is showing me that those obstacles are being cleared, one, by a hand far stronger than any of them. What was meant to keep you apart is being dismantled. The path is being swept clean. This connection is protected, fiercely protected, and nothing that opposes it is going to be allowed to win. When the universe decides to defend a union, no human objection stands a chance against it. What they are about to do will shock you, because they are not going to stop at words. Now I need to turn the cards towards you for a moment, because there is healing that wants to happen on your side too. You have walls. Of course you do. You have been hurt, dismissed, undervalued, and you learned to protect yourself. And when this younger love appeared, a part of you may have used the age difference as one more reason to keep the wall up. It felt safer. It felt sensible. But Spirit is gently asking you to look at whether that wall is protecting you or simply keeping you from the very thing your heart has been crying out for. Your heart chakra is activating right now, even as you listen. I can feel it opening, that sacred green light in the center of your chest, blooming after a long and lonely winter. You may feel it physically, a warmth, a tenderness, maybe even a tightness as the old armor begins to loosen. That is not a warning. That is an invitation. Your heart is being prepared to receive a love it had almost stopped believing in. The purification you have been undergoing, all the releasing, all the letting go of old pain, has been clearing the space for exactly this. Let yourself be soft. I know how frightening that is for you, of all people, after everything. But the softness is not weakness. It is the doorway. A heart kept hard cannot receive what is coming. And what is coming is meant to fill you to overflowing. Spirit is asking you to set down the doubt, set down the fear of judgment, set down the worry about what others might think of an unconventional love, and simply let yourself be loved by someone who desperately wants to love you. You have earned the right to receive. The time is now. It is connections exactly like yours and souls exactly like you that was created to serve, and I am holding you in the brightest light as this love finds its way home to you. Spirit is showing me something even more powerful, because now the cards turn toward the future, and the future is luminous. The Wheel of Fortune appears, turning and turning in your favor. For so long, this connection felt stuck, suspended, frozen in hesitation and unspoken longing. But the wheel is in motion now, and when the wheel turns, everything that was stalled begins to move at once. Fate is stepping in. The delays are ending. What felt like it might never happen is about to happen quickly, because that is how destiny works. Once it decides the time has come, it does not crawl, it arrives. And right behind the wheel, rides the chariot, charging forward with unstoppable momentum. This is the energy of this younger person once they decide. The chariot does not hesitate. The chariot does not second guess. It moves with focus and force toward what it wants. And what it wants is you. Once they break through their fear, their pursuit of this connection is going to be determined, direct, and impossible to mistake. You will not be left wondering how they feel. They will make it unmistakably clear. Then the cards reveal something that makes my heart soar, because the King and the Queen of Pentacles appear together, side by side, as a matched and committed pair. These two rarely arrive together unless the universe is pointing toward a union of real and lasting substance. This is not a fragile, fleeting romance. This is a partnership built to endure, grounded, abundant, secure. The age difference dissolves entirely in this image because in the language of the soul, you are equals. Two sovereigns building one kingdom together. Two people who bring their strengths to the table and create something neither could have created alone. And notice that these are the pentacles, the suit of the material world, which means the blessings of this union are not only emotional, there is financial improvement here, stability, provision. This younger person carries an energy of wanting to build, to provide, to create security with you and for you. As your two lives merge, the resources merge too, and they multiply rather than divide. The lean and worried seasons are giving way to abundance. The union lifts you both, materially as well as spiritually. The universe is generous to the unions it ordains, and it is ordaining this one. But that is not even the biggest revelation, because crowning this entire reading is the Ten of Cups, and there is no more beautiful card in all the deck. The Ten of Cups is the rainbow after the storm. It is emotional fulfillment so complete that nothing is left to long for. It is the home, the family, the joy, the happily ever after you stopped believing was written for someone like you. When this card appears, it does not speak of connections that fade. It speaks of connections that culminate in lasting, overflowing happiness. This is your destiny. The marriage energy here is strong and unmistakable. The long-term commitment is undeniable. This younger person is not passing through your life. They are the one you build a life with. The home, the shared mornings, the vows spoken or unspoken that bind two souls together for the rest of this lifetime and beyond. I see family in these cards. I see laughter where there used to be loneliness. I see the two of you, ages forgotten, simply living inside a love you stopped fighting and finally allowed. Let me describe what the cards show me of that future, because it is so vivid I can almost touch it. I see a home with the two of you inside it. And the quality of the air in that home is peace. After everything you have weathered, you finally have a place where you can exhaust your guard and simply be loved. I see this younger person taking such care of you, attentive to the small things, the way you like your mornings, the worries that keep you up at night, the dreams you stopped speaking aloud because no one was listening. They listen, they want to know all of it, and I see them building something with you that grows steadily more secure as the years pass. The lean seasons giving way to plenty. The worry giving way to stability. The loneliness giving way to a companionship so deep it feels like it was always meant to be. There may be the joy of a family in some form, however that looks for the two of you. A shared life that expands and warms and fills the rooms you live in. This is not a fragile happiness that could shatter at the first stress. This is the King and Queen of Pentacles happiness, grounded and abundant and built to last a lifetime. This is true love, not an illusion, not a one-sided hope, not a connection too unlikely to last. A real, fated, soul-deep love that exists on both ends, even on the days you cannot feel it. This younger person desperately wants to give it to you, and the universe desperately wants you to receive it. Let me gather all of this and place it gently back into your hands. There is a younger soul who recognized you across the distance of years and will not let you go. They hesitated only because they feared you would not take them seriously, not because their feeling was small. That fear is breaking now. They are awakening, growing, choosing courage, deciding that you are worth every risk. An unexpected message is coming, and a confession follows it, raw and sincere and brave. And beyond that, the wheel turns, the chariot charges, the King and Queen of Pentacles build their kingdom, the abundance flows, and the Ten of Cups crowns it all with a happiness you were always meant to have. Trust your intuition. This connection is protected. The time is now. Before I close, let me speak straight to the part of you that still doubts. I know the voice in your head that says, this is too good, too unlikely, too unconventional to be real. I know it gets loud, especially right before something beautiful is about to break through. That is exactly when doubt always speaks loudest. In the final stretch before the dawn, do not let it rob you. The very fact that the doubt is rising is a sign that the shift is near. You have spent so much of your life giving love and receiving so little of what you gave. You have been the strong one, the patient one, the one who held everyone else together. And somewhere along the way, you may have quietly decided that the great love, the easy love, the love that comes toward you instead of always being dragged out of you, simply was not in the cards for you. Spirit wants to correct that belief tonight. It is in the cards. It is in these very cards. And it is wearing the face of a younger soul who thinks you are the most extraordinary person they have ever encountered. If this reading found you tonight, take it as confirmation of all the messages you could have heard was the voice Spirit used to reach you because you were ready, finally, to believe that this love is real and that you are worthy of it. Let that be your sign. So here is what I want you to carry with you when this reading ends. This is true love, real and mutual and fated, no matter how unlikely it once seemed. Divine timing is working. Even in the silence, even in the waiting, moving pieces toward an outcome your heart has prayed for. A confession and a reconciliation of souls is unfolding, already forming in the unseen world before it ever reaches the seen one. And what forms in spirit always finds its way into the world. A powerful new beginning is here, not the faint hope of one, but the genuine start of the truest chapter of your love story. And the universe is guiding this union with its own hands. You do not have to chase it. You do not have to force it. You only have to open your heart, set down the doubt, and let yourself be loved by someone who has already decided that loving you is the great purpose of their life. There is a younger person, not far from you, who desperately wants to give you the love you deserve. They cannot stop thinking about you. They have realized you are their destiny. And what happens next is going to transform everything. This love was written long before this lifetime. The universe is removing every obstacle. Trust your intuition. This connection is protected. And the time, beautiful soul, the time is finally now. Place your hand over your heart and feel it beating. That heartbeat is a promise. Hold on to it. Your person is gathering their courage. And very soon, they are going to lay their whole heart at your feet. And nothing in heaven or earth can stop a love the universe itself has chosen to fulfill. And do not, for one moment longer, let anyone make you feel that you are too old, too far along, too set in your ways to be wanted like this. That is a lie the world tells, and it has nothing to do with the truth of the soul. You are in the most magnetic season of your life. Everything you have lived has only made you more worthy of devotion, not less. There is a younger heart out there that sees this clearly, that aches with how clearly it sees it, and it is coming towards you with open arms. Let it. You have waited long enough. You have given long enough. Now it is your turn to receive. Rest now in that knowing. You are loved. You are wanted. You are worthy of every bit of the devotion that is coming toward you, and everything you stop believing you would have is closer than you could possibly imagine.